So ever since I started at Laughing Matters, it was one of those artistic experiences where a family was instantly grown. It was instantly put together. The cast was comprised of we had all worked together. We all knew each other in one way, shape, or form, or had seen each other on stage. And we bonded so closely and had so much fun with that style of comedy that it was 16 years ago almost that I was first cast in the show. Um, and I don't think in the 16 years that a day or two has gone by where I haven't thought about it, or talked with people that I experienced it with. And because that it's just really sunk into my gut as far as being able to just have fun with that style of theater and that style of comedy. I knew that someday I would find a way to make it happen again. And over the years, I've thought about trying to get a group of us together and putting a Laughing Matter style show out onto cruise ships. When we were at a theater in Long Beach, there was a perfect setup for a dinner theater where we could do a Laughing Matters type production, but then COVID hit. So I just was trying to find something to do with P3 during this quarantine where we can't do live in-person theater. So I contacted Rita Wells, who was my boss, and she was the producer and founder of Laughing Matterz. I said, what do you think about taking that style show and making it virtual? And it opened up this huge can of worms that I'm just so excited about. And so excited that finally, 15, 16 years later, we get to take that show and put it into its new carnation of Funny Bōnz.
John Peterson from P3 Theater Company had approached me about a year ago asking if I would help him create almost Laughing Matterz West in California with his company. And we tossed the idea around, and it was something we were going to look at further down the line. And what ended up happening was the world shut from the pandemic, and John was getting creative and we started doing some things online. And it occurred to him that we could do our concept online with the help of his amazing co-creator, also Brian Russell, who's is making it possible that we can have entertainers in Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, Decatur, Illinois, and LA all together on a stage virtually at the same time. It seemed like a really crazy but fun project, and we're excited to see it hopefully succeed.
So when I sat down with Rita Wells and we started to talk about who were we going to cast in this show, we figured one of the best things to do would be to reach out to certain people who had worked with this style of comedy previously and were very successful at it. And we reached out to them to ask them to be a part of this show. It's a difficult enough style of comedy to master when you're in a room with your colleagues. But now we're stuck and confined in our homes. So it's even harder to teach somebody who doesn't have experience in that style through a TV screen, if you will. So we selected 5 cast members from previous Laughing Matterz incarnations, if you will. It ran for 9 years, so there were so many cast members. And then from there, we saw what we had left, and we filled those spots with people that we knew. So the people we did cast, Rita and I have either worked with together or separately, but we assembled a cast of amazingly talented performers, and they will not disappoint you. I can guarantee you that.
I think it was in October, Rita Wells reached out to me to ask me if I'd be interested in something like that. Because of the pandemic and everything, nobody's really has any kind of outlet as artistic types. So when she reached out to me and told me it was an online format and John Peterson's theater company was doing it, and that we would be able to do it from all over, pretty much virtually from all over the country. And it's something very new. And would I be interested? And I said, heck yeah, I'd be very interested, because it's an opportunity to have an outlet while we're stuck in this pandemic, trying to protect ourselves from COVID and And I was just honored to be a part of it, to be considered to be a part of it, because there are only so many actors involved. And I was so honored. Out of all the actors that went through Laffing Matterz, they thought of me, and it really meant a lot. So I was very excited to be a part of that.
I first heard about the concept of Funny Bōnz when John Peterson, the creator, and Rita Wells, one of the original creators of Laffing Matterz and now a co-creator of Funny Bōnz, they reached out to me and said, "Listen, we've been doing some virtual theater. We're trying to figure out our way through this, and we'd like to take the Laffing Matterz concept and turn it into a virtual concept." And I was on board immediately. There was just no way that I was going to say no to that. I'm getting to revisit some of my favorite tunes that I got to do back in the day at Laffing Matterz, as well as take on some new and exciting material as well. So there was just no way I was saying no to this opportunity.
I wanted to be part of P3 basically because John Peterson is one of my best friends. He had initially asked me, to be a part of a perfect year that we had done for New Year's Eve. Because I live in Houston, I haven't been able to be a part of his theater in California, obviously. So when he talked about doing something virtually after the pandemic hit to keep his theater alive, I was all on board. And when he talked about, what do you think about bringing Laffing Matterz back, Laffing Matterz style, doing it virtually, do you think it'd be successful? I'm like, absolutely. I mean, we have to try this. And so anything I can do to support John and his theater, to keep it alive and keep it going, I was all on board with. I mean, because as we all know, it's not just the actors that are affected, by this pandemic and theaters being shut down, but it's everybody else. It's, the stage managers, the technical crew, costume designers that were all affected by it, and the directors, of course. So that's why I want to be a part of it. I'm thrilled to be a part of it. I'm thrilled to be on stage virtually, with some of the talented folks I was on stage with during Laffing Matterz.
I first heard about P3 Theater through John, who is a very close friend of mine. We met in about, I believe, 1999 or 2000, and we met doing a regional tour of Chorus Line, and we remained friends from then on. And so once he opened P3 Theater, I had reached out and I had said, if there's ever anything I can help you with, please let me know. I run a performing arts studio in South Florida, and he's in California, so we couldn't collaborate, live. But when Funny Bōnz came around, I had ironically sent him a message a few weeks before just saying, hello, hope all is well, because we all need the help we can get right now in the theater industry. So I was just reaching out and saying hello, and then they actually had an opportunity for me to jump on board with Funny Bōnz because they had a replacement that they needed to make. And I happily said yes. I was sent a script within, the day, and I just started plowing through it, and then the rest is history.